cold medicine, so I can't take any cold medicine. I got my eyes closed because they hurt. I think I went a little overboard with the scratching. I got a cold because last night I had well, I slept with the air conditioning too low because I didn't want it to turn on and off again, because every time it turns on it makes a real loud noise and it wakes me up. So I figure I better have it real low, that way it doesn't turn on and off, because it's on automatic. And fuck myself over because I'm sick now. Yesterday I went to the Japanese restaurant. Saw 5 roaches. You know where? The walk-in freezer. The lining of the door has a foam padding. Under the foam padding, there was nothing walking around. I mean, that place is under control already with just my first service. That guy's too picky. I mean, that's what my brother said. He's too picky, and it's true, because it's ridiculous. One time you can't expect, a miracle. Twice I did it, so now for real, I even put dust in the attic, in the drop ceiling. That should be okay. I'm gonna see if I can do 4 restaurants tonight. The reason why I haven't been working on my project there, because I need a cut. My cutting wheel, the Dremel tool. This weekend, I'm gonna go to one of those Haitian, furniture and apartment things, and I'm gonna get few foam mattresses, probably like 3. Probably 3 foam mattresses. And I want to get the kind of that's about 1 inch thick also. That has all those little triangle shapes. I can get that too. I'm sure they have that there too. That way I can soundproof my shower, and I can begin work on my prototype again. Yeah, I need the cutting wheel, because I can't cut that with a razor. It's gonna be much better to do with the cutting wheel, Yep. That'll be this weekend. I got less money in the bank than I thought. I mean, I've been taking money out to buy this, to buy that. And I got $3,200. I had close to 4,000. I mean, I did. This month I bought too many things. Need them, but I bought too many. Next month, I'm not buying any. These mattresses, used mattresses, foam mattresses, are gonna be under $50 for sure. Next month I have to go more low-key with food. I'm gonna start going to the supermarket again, buying frozen dinners, cereal, so on. The only problem is when I have food in the house, I usually eat more. But that takes discipline. And I have to, even though I don't have much discipline when it comes to food, as you can see, but I have to do something about that. Now, I feel like I'm fucking drugged or something. See, the thing is, like, when people eat, like, as an example, when people eat Mexican food, spicy Mexican food, hot peppers and stuff. You think, why the hell would anybody eat something that burns your mouth? Well, scientists have discovered that when you're eating let's say a jalapeno pepper, or even worse, one of those little red chili peppers, a real hot one. You eat one of those, your mouth is on fire almost. That sends a signal to the brain that your mouth is actually on fire. It's being burned up, literally. So the brain sends in, I believe it's endorphins, to combat the pain. And so at the time that you're getting the fire burning in your mouth, you're also getting that rush of endorphins, painkillers, natural painkillers from the body. So it sort of feels kind of good. The same thing with scratching my eyes, I believe. Scratching and this pain hurts. But my body is sending endorphins. And it sort of feels good at the same time. Like the expression, oh, it hurts so good. A lot of it can be applied to sex too, especially for women. They're getting rammed, bah, bah, bah. It hurts sometimes for some, but it feels so good because of the endorphins. Speaking of which, sex, that is. I saw Real Sex 8, I think, on HBO last night. And they showed from all over the world, all the different, how television, just broadcast television, how much nudity and how much profanity, how much, absolutely, pornographic material is showing on broadcast television. Just makes you think how fucked up the world really is. I mean, this coming from me is fucking hypocritically funny because, I got, right now I got about 10 porno tapes. Okay. I am a hypocrite. I am a product of this world. I'm everything vile of this world. Not everything, a lot. Selfish, hypocritical, you name it. But it is upsetting to know how fucked up the world is. How much it's weird because I don't want no part of the world, but yet I take what's more convenient for me. I'm an opportunist, in a way. Maybe I can open my eyes now. Better not. I think I should have them closed for a little while longer. Yep. It's quite something interesting. I was looking in the Edmund Scientific Catalog yesterday, and they have a fingerprint kit. Be your own detective. Take out your own fingerprints. I would love to have that. No way in the world can I order that. See, because everything. See, my name. I got a junk mail yesterday for some mailing thing, whatever. I didn't send off for that. Okay, my address is supposedly very exclusive, but somebody sold my address, my name, to that company, and so they sent me mail. Okay, my name, like they say, your name, anybody's name in America, pops up on the computer a minimum of 5 times a day, every single day, for all different networks and bulletin boards, and especially in the commercial market. Advertisers and this and that. So every catalog that I have received, that I have sent off for, same thing, okay, is on record. Everything I've ordered is on record. Record in the FBI has access to. So there's no way in the world that I can order anything remotely similar to what I'm going to have in this project or use for the construction of this project. The motor tool Sears motor tool that I bought at Sears. I gave a fake number, telephone number, an old telephone number, but that's untraceable to me. You know, because having a motor tool, which just further reinforced the like the guy in the Line of Fire, that type of character, hobbyist type of, I can't have it. So I can't order anything. Well, and careful when you buy at stores, Radio Shack. All stores that have computers that keep computer records and warranties and this and that. You have to be careful with that. Real careful. Oh, it feels so good like this. I'm gonna do this. For sure. I think a lot of times, how the fuck am I gonna do this as far as the timing? Chances are, the way I think of it now, January, I don't know if it's the 25th, is it the 25th? No, 24th? 25th? I don't know what the fuck. 24th. I'll tell you right now. Should be the 24th. Yeah. Yeah, 24th. Oh, my eyes. The 24th. I think about how I have a mirror right under here, if you can see. Look, let's speak about time. This project is gonna go underway no matter what. Create it, make it everything. Perhaps the last step will be getting the AIDS tainted blood. But everything created, and I'm gonna stick it in here in a fireproof box, airtight, in a bag or something, waiting and waiting to my mom dies. Upon my mother's death, I'll send it. She's got diabetes, glaucoma. I wonder if that has anything to do with my eyes. I don't know. She had thyroid, cancer one time. She's worked very, very hard in her life. She really wore herself out in this country, working 2, 3 jobs, just trying to save money, trying to make it, to survive with my father, both of them. Father also working 2, 3 jobs. But my father's always been very health conscious about himself. My mother, overweight, She's already like, I don't even know how old she is. She's probably like close to 60 now. But we all know that she's not gonna last very long. She's okay now, but she's. Anyway, upon my mother's death, a few months afterwards, well, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. There's no time. For sure, it has to be after my mother's death. Because shortly thereafter, I'm gonna have to die. And to have two deaths in the family so close, it's kind of bad. Perhaps a year or 2 years after her death. I got time. I'm in no rush. That's my advantage. Big advantage. So, created, put away. That's good. Just waiting. Waiting for the right moment. And that'll even be better because it'll be like further distance Ricardo Lopez from this act. That's good. I feel weird, man. Not about this one. I don't know, I just feel weird. I gotta scrounge up some change. See if I can go eat. So I've been spending so much money, man. I'm gonna go to Burger King because I believe they have the 99-cent Whopper. And the McDonald's has a 2 quarter pounders for $2. That sounds very good. Large fries. I got the label. Where did I put it? That's it right there. Vapona Emulsifiable Insecticide 2. This shit is the strongest, most effective chemical that we have. I do not have the MSDS material safety data sheets on this particular chemical that's illegal. We have to have that. I told George about it. He said that he didn't know about it and that he was going to get it. And there it explains all the toxicity levels and all how it kills you and all that. As soon as I get the MSDS sheets, do some research about it, I'm going to stockpile a possibly a quart underneath my sink. In the event of I don't know, something. This is a chemical that you cannot drink. You drink this chemical, you'll throw it up instantly. And it'll take longer to kill you that way. You would have to inject it. So, see, we have all our all our chemicals here. Taurus, that's an insect growth regulator. Trappers, kicker, ground, Gentrol, Empire 20, Demon WP, Demon EC, BP 100, Bagon 2%. You know, these are the labels. But this right here is what I need. MSDS sheets. Let me show you. You can't read it, but this is all a computer printout. And for every sheet of one of those, there's about like five or six sheets of this. But unfortunately, it has no vape in it. And this is where it'll give you the exact information that I need. The other was just a label and stuff, so it doesn't give you that much information. Okay, I'm gonna scrounge up some money to go to Burger King. I'll be back. I just had an idea. I've been designing the way the thing's gonna look. Still don't have a name for it. Let's just call it project, like I called my project. Okay. From now on, this is gonna be referred to as project. Well, yeah, I was designing how it's gonna look. You know, with the bright fluorescent orange velvet, the bright fluorescent orange satin, and the beautiful frosted silver, sterling silver. And that obviously is going to show an awareness of fabrics, of designs, and perhaps I can sort of tend to be more of a, for the FBI and stuff, to be more of a designer, fabric designer type of guy. New York fabric designer or something like that. How? Well, not only by that, but by I can tell her two ways of communicating with me. Could be by, of course, answering me in the announcement section of Rolling Stone magazine, and appearing in a concert with whoa, you saw that? Appearing in a concert with an outfit of hers that she makes of an orange frosted silver-like appearance. That's good because it shows two things. It shows that I will be there watching, stalking her. That's good. I'm aware of that. And it wears that I want her to wear my clothing ideas, which would reinforce the fact that I am a designer, which I'm not, but, well, in a way, technically, if you take a look at it, yeah, it is. I got a feeling, switching the subjects, the reason why my eyes hurt so much and I get this allergy is because of this. I don't know if you can, you definitely can't see this. But I think I should change the filter in my air conditioning thing because I haven't changed it in months. And it's blowing dust everywhere. So, in a little while, I'm going to do that. That could be a reason why my eyes are itching. I don't know. My number one belief is the chemical, especially the Dio base and BP 100 with the kicker. That mix in the fodder is what I think is what getting to me, especially those few times that I was in Sang's restaurant. My eyes start, like I see, hurting. I was doing that, twice. So it could be that, could be that. In a little while, I'm gonna clean the filter and put it back to see how it is, because I'm getting dust blown everywhere. Because although I can't see it coming out, I can certainly see the result of it. Okay. Like I always say, every time I see something about Bjork or hear something about Bjork, chances are it's more upsetting than um, than enlightening. Not a big deal, but an MTV news break, they were talking about two black guys, PM Don, the fat guy from PM Don, and KRS-One, who had a fight one time or whatever, I don't care. And this is they finally made up on an interactive CD-ROM. They showed the picture of this interactive CD-ROM. It is called Blender. Okay, has a picture of Bjork on the cover with her name. I mean, what the fuck? What the hell? You know, more correlation with her and niggers. You know, her Nelly Hooper, her Tricky, her. You know, I mean, what other nigger? I guess. Like I was watching an A&E one time on investigative reports. These it was an undercover report on, you know, whorehouses in New York, and there was these two guys who were opening up a new one, and they said, hey, you know, they had a lot of experience with whorehouses and stuff, you know, illegally and stuff. He goes, hey, you know, if they were going to open, you know, one, you know, a whorehouse in, let's say, I think he said, you know, if he opened up a whorehouse in Amsterdam, all he would have was black women. If he opened up one in, you know, South Africa or somewhere in Ethiopia or something, well, not Ethiopia, in Africa, all he would have was blonde, blue eyes. I guess the exoticness of a different, you know, not species, but a different race of human, you know. Like yesterday, they were showing about in Sweden, you know, on the Real Sex thing on HBO, you know, a black guy, you know, naked black guy and stuff like that. You know, being that in Iceland, the amount of, you know, black population is minimal, if not non-existent, besides on the base, it is somewhat of a cultural, I don't know, like forbidden fruit type of thing. I mean, everyone grew up with niggers, I grew up with Chinese, I grew up with all these fucking races. You know, I don't find them. It's so fucked up, man. It's like, I mean, if I could go back in time and change it, that would be the only way. She's fucked up, bro. Real fucked up. I mean, it's funny coming from me. But, I mean, she's got a beautiful voice, she's got a beautiful face. But apart from that, good music too. She's just a sack of shit. I mean, I've always, not always, but close to the, well, in August of '94, I was about to give up with her altogether after reading that Hot Press article. You know, it talked about, not really about sex, but it talked about her alcoholism and, you know, and all that shit, and, you know, drink vodka by the bottle. And it's really fucked up, man. Humans. I mean, one of my philosophies is, you know, do whatever. Well, let me explain. Satanism. Whoa, the word, you know, Satanism, what the hell? Well, yeah. The number one thing in Satanism, the religion, is an indulgence of whatever your pleasure is. I mean, whatever. If you like, getting, 8-month-old baby, fucking them in the ass. If that's what you like, then you go ahead and do it as much as you want. If your pleasure is decapitating people and sticking forks in their eyes and putting the remaining part in a blender and dancing around and going, if that's what you like, you do it, and you do it until your heart's content. That's a little extreme, but you like sex, you do it until your fucking dick falls off. You like money, well, you run over people as much as you can just to get it. That's Satanism. Basically, that's the number one golden rule. Do whatever you want as much as you want. Not think about other people. And there are many of us who apply such guidance in our lives. And my own personal philosophy is, hey, like for instance in food, I love to eat, I love to eat junk food. And I give myself that pleasure. I feel like I deserve it. So I give myself. I know it's bad for me. I know it's gonna screw up my insides and stuff, but I do it anyway. And in a way, I mean, with sex, if I were in a position to be in sexual relations and stuff, hey, I'd be in the same thing. So I mean, I am very much hypocritical in talking bad about her doing her things with niggers and what have you. Hey, like I wrote in my first project, not letter, 40-page letter. No angel, no demon, but only human. So it's like, but to me it is a big deal, and no matter how much I try to see, because I don't like humans very much, okay? I don't like humans very much, okay? And for me to worship a human, that human has to be a non-human, above, better than the rest, of our shit existence. And that's the way I looked at her. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is not a realization. I said, no, I'm going to change my mind. I knew this a long time ago. Like I said, I'm shit. And so I am going to live up to my description. That's for sure. I'd like to speak about my... First, let me see if my head's in this shot or not. I don't know if I'm fitting. Okay. I've got certain... I don't know if I should call them philosophies or things which I like to think of. Or I like to think of them as my philosophies. One of which being doing things to your heart's content, and satisfying oneself, selfishness. That's one of the. Look, happiness. I think I touched on this a little bit, and then I'll elaborate much further with a television program which I recorded a year and a half ago, which changed my life really. Happiness is a chemical in the brain which is a dopamine rush. Dope, the word dope, which come from drugs and stuff. It means to feel good. Dopamine. Okay, every time we do something, okay, no matter how selfless, no matter how unconsciously honest we do it, if it makes us feel good, okay, let's say you give money to the charity, okay, why you ask somebody and you say, somebody who's not aware too much about this, you ask them, okay, why do you give money to the charity? No, because this and that, help poor people, and I feel bad for them. He goes, and you say, well, and then I would say to him, well, you give money to them because you're getting something back. because it makes you, it makes you get a rush. It's no, man, that's not true, man. I'm not getting nothing. It's true. Look, we do things in life. Okay, this is not just this is fact actually. Everybody does things in life, either for two things, either to feel happy. Okay, get that rush every time. Let me explain that. You know, every time we have an emotion, a pleasant emotion. An example, you give money away to a poor person, you help somebody, you buy something, and you feel like you accomplished something. It gives you like a euphoric type of feeling. Joy. It gives you joy. Joy is a rush, an actual chemical rush of dopamine to the frontal lobe of your brain. Okay. Every time we do something, we do things in this life for two reasons. One is to be happy. Plain and simple. There's no complications about it. Two, to avoid being unhappy. Okay, and there's two levels to each of those. Either we do something to feel happy now, right now, okay, or we forsake our immediate, rush of dopamine, okay, for longer, truer form of happiness later on. Do you understand? An example, I love to eat hamburgers. Hamburgers is one of my favorite foods. Okay, every time I feel, the fact of me just actually buying a hamburger, giving myself that pleasure, of going out, giving myself that, that right earned, to go out and buy whatever I want to eat. That makes me feel good. I eat it, I chew it, it makes me feel good. Now, I am compromising, I am trading off, perhaps, okay, what I'm feeling right now, today, Ricardo, of January 25th or 26th, 25th, whatever it is, okay, in comparison to what Ricardo of the future is going to feel because of what I did now, okay. I'm compromising that. I'm saying, fuck the future, live for today type of thing. Not all that, but that in my life, that's not all the way it is, but a lot of it is, especially in food. Okay. Now, the same levels apply for pain. For heartbreak, for worries, for am I gonna worry a little bit now about something and do something about it, or am I gonna say, fuck it, I'll worry about it later on? Two levels in each. So we either do things to be happy or to avoid being unhappy. Why do we work? Because what makes us feel good? No, because we have to pay the rent. If not, we'll be living on a fucking under the bridge, and that's gonna make us feel bad. So, it's not complicated. It's plain and simple. Plain and simple. Okay. Now, I guess the way our lives turn out is in the manner in which we conduct ourselves. Is a trade-off that we do for immediate joy or long-term happiness, immediate pain or long-term pain. Is a trade-off that we do. In my case, my decisions are based upon what's more convenient for me. Whatever I find more convenient. Oftentimes that's the short-term effect, not really the long-term effect, but hey, I will pay for everything I do at the end, okay? Now, whether I care about that or not, that's something that will be seen at the end, okay? That's one of my major things, okay? Now, what does it take to make you feel happy? For some people, for them to feel that rush, okay, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. Other people, it doesn't take much. Now, what's the difference between the person? Okay, let me give you an example of a rich person, a multi-millionaire, okay, who can buy anything he wants, go wherever he wants, eat whatever he wants, But yet, every night, when he closes his eyes to go to sleep, He does not feel content. Now, you have someone else. A poor, honest, working man who doesn't have much. He doesn't have much. But what little he has, okay, is enough to make him happy. He doesn't have much to lose. Because if a storm were to come tomorrow and wipe everything he owns, he wouldn't have much to lose. He doesn't have much to worry about. Okay? He has less preoccupations about those things that he has or things he's got to get. Okay? He's happy with a piece of bread and some water. He's content with that. He's happy. Okay, it's easy for him to be happy. Okay, he doesn't have to work and do this and that, go through all the struggle and worries, forsaking pain and pleasure for long term and work to reach that goal, and he's never reaching it, he's gotta go. No, he doesn't have to do it. He makes a few steps and that makes him happy. He's happy to be alive. He wakes up in the morning, he's happy to be alive. Okay? And what's the secret to that? Which is very, that's the whole thing of happiness. The key word is appreciation. That man appreciates every little thing, every breath that he takes. He's appreciating it. Every ounce of, 3-day-old bread that he chews with his few teeth. That's fine with him. He appreciates that. In comparison to that guy who eats with golden forks and knives and having the best tenderloin steaks and not being happy about it, wanting more, is your contention, your level of contention. For some people, their level of contention is extremely high. Other people is extremely low. Okay, now you can set those levels of contentions. A lot of that, if not the majority of it, that was in the way you were brought up, raised from a child. Being satisfied, being happy with what you got, compared to wanting more, having to be number one, not happy until you accomplish this and accomplish that. Yeah, you get a lot of accomplished. Now, there's an application to that into the arts, into the working force and stuff like that. Ever since I saw the movie about Ed Wood, I find there's a lot of correlation between him and I. Okay, he had a problem. Okay, is that he wanted to satisfy the movie-going audience. He had a mission to satisfy them, and he wasn't truly happy until he found himself that he had done that. But something very interesting about him, it wouldn't take him much to be happy with his work. He would do a few steps. Okay, let's film this shot. Okay, you over there. Okay, let's bring in that thing. Okay, do you have the fishing poles with the paper plates? You got it? Boom. You got that? Ready, set, shoot. Cut. That's a wrap. Beautiful. Next step. He was happy with what he was producing. He was happy with very little. He didn't have to make a scene 20 times and no, it's not good enough, I have to push the envelope. No, this is not good. I have to compare myself to the others. What would they say? They're saying I'm losing my grip. No, they're saying I'm not the same one I was before. No, he's doing things for him. So, unfortunately, in his case, it wasn't so much that, because he wanted to be accepted by everybody and loved, and that was his greatest flaw, his unselfishness with his work. Now, if you were to throw in some selfishness into that work, you satisfy yourself with your work. If what you're drawing, if you make an eye and you make an eye like this, and you say, "Whoa, that's pretty cool," okay. Not having to worry about making that eye compete, your talent, which produced that your talent and dedication, because talent and dedication go hand in hand. Because I don't care how much talent you got, if you don't have the dedication, much lesser people than you are going to be, doing better work than you. Okay, his talent, his dedication. Okay, he's going to have to sit there and compare it to others and go, oh, look what he's doing, or look what she's doing. No, you know what? This is not that good. I better work harder. True. With an attitude like that, okay, your work is gonna go, depending on your dedication, your work with an attitude of never being satisfied with your work. I mean, you'll never be satisfied, so you keep on pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing that envelope. And once you see people catching up, you gotta run faster and faster and faster. Go ahead. Push that envelope. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. I gotta be the best. And then really knowing that you're not the best, you gotta compare yourself to others. And working harder. Spending more time worrying. To be the best. To be the best. If in the beginning you were happy with that eye that you made, and made you happy, and it made you happy enough to move on to something else, that's gold. If you can appreciate that, fuck the world, fuck the art world. Let them, let them fucking die. Who cares? Okay. You don't have to please them. Okay. See, for some people, pleasing other people with their work or with themselves or whatever, okay, will make them happy. Okay, and that's very dangerous. Okay, once you can get by that, just making yourself happy. I mean, this sounds selfish and egotistical, but so what? It is. That's a definition of egotistical. It is. Okay, you'll have to work a lot less harder on something to make yourself happy, depending who you are. Okay, and that's why Ed Wood, in many ways, I kind of look up to him. I mean, even though, yeah, he's recognized as, worst movie director, and, has the worst movies. But hey, if I was him, I would be happy with the product that I produce. So what? They don't like it. So what? See, in the beginning, in my art, I did a lot of my art to please other people. Especially portraits. Portraits, I find an incredible challenge. I find that it's one of the hardest things in art to do. Okay, because you can paint a building, you can paint a landscape, you can paint even people for that matter. Okay, if you don't get it exactly the way it is, you make that tree a little bit like that, same color, same everything, or maybe even a little different, but you make your own little angle on it. It's fine. You have artistic license. But when you're doing a portrait, you have no artistic license. If you want to get a photorealistic kind. So you have to make it look like the person. That's like a bird. Okay. No, a challenges in life. Okay. It's a weight. See, it's like a weight and balance type of thing. Okay. The higher you have to climb, okay, for that that hamburger on that tree, the more you're gonna appreciate it. Unfortunately. Now, the whole purpose in being happy would be to appreciate the hamburger that's right in front of you instead of having to climb all the way up there to appreciate it, But anyway, for most people, and including myself, okay, sometimes when you set yourself a challenge, it's like, wow, this is a mountain of a challenge. Can I do it? It's a challenge for me. And so you fight and you fight and you fight to make it. And that a lot of times is self-gratifying. As it was for me, and still is in many instances. Okay, I would paint and keep on painting and say, you know what, it doesn't look like it. No, I better keep on going. No, I'm not happy with it. And then the final moment of my happiness would come when other people would look at it and say, wow, man, that looks just like her. Oh man, that looks just like him. That would be the final. The whole thing would be just waiting for that. Okay. And that's depending on other people so much. If another person would look at it and say, yeah, it looks good, yeah. But what's I don't know, it just looks a little funny. I don't know, it looks good, it looks like her, but it's got that, I don't know, it's kind of funny, I mean, it's like such a letdown. I was like, oh man, fuck. Next time I gotta do better. For most people, that's what the initiative, to keep on pushing the next time to do better, and the time after that to do better, and that, pleasing other people, trying to please them, but trying to please them. Okay. I heard Dustin Hoffman, yeah, Dustin Hoffman one time speak. Very, very interesting, and truly, I agree with it 100%. Okay. I mean, funny. He was talking about one of his idols, one of his mentors. Okay, he was a famous musician, composer. I forget the name. Yeah. And Dustin Hoffman saw this documentary on television, and he was talking about it. And the same thing what Dustin Hoffman saw in himself, and that gratifying moment type of thing is what happened to me when I saw the TV about that. Let me explain. There's a composer, you know. He was being interviewed by some reporter, you know, and he had many, you know, he had, you know, he was world renowned. He had, you know, decades of work and this and that. I mean, famous guy, you know. And the reporter asks him, he goes, "Let me ask you, when is the most gratifying moment for you?" He goes, "Is it the first time you complete a work and you see it printed on the page?" He looks at him and he goes, No. "Well, is it the first time you see it on stage, or being performed in front of, you know, millions of people?" He goes, No, it's not that. "Is it when you go up and you get all the awards and the recognition and this and that?" He goes, No. The greatest gratifying moment comes to me when I'm working on one note. I'm working on that note for 3 hours. You know, da 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 da, no, da 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 da, no, da 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 da. That's it. The moment that you reach when you know you nailed it. You've been working for it, and no, it's been wrong, no, not quite good, good, but no, you've been working, no, that's horrible, you've been working, and you finally get that, a little, perhaps it's just a little detail, an angle, a dab of color, in his case, just one note difference, or the time period that you have that note played, you know, a little insignificant thing to most, okay, but for that person, for the artist, okay, it's the greatest single, you know, accomplishment at the time, and that gratifying moment. Yes, when I did my paintings, my portraits, okay, the problem was that I didn't appreciate all those little steps. I always look like a horse with those things for the goal, for how everybody else was going to see it, you know. I remember when I was painting a portrait of an actress, Gina Davis. I remember I saw a picture of it, so I started painting. And I was working hard on, you know, and I wasn't quite. I mean, I was content in a way. I, you know, look at it and say, you know, this is before anybody saw it, so I would look at it and say, it looks like her. It looks like her. I mean, I could easily have gone back and say, okay, step back and say, all right, that's fine. Okay, let's frame it. I looked at it and said, it's not quite right, you know. For a whole day I said, yeah, I'm finished with it. And not deep down in my heart I knew that it wasn't quite right, you know. Not because anybody had told me that, just myself. Oh shit. And then I said, fuck, I can't believe I'm gonna do this. I get everything and I start. One of the eyes was just, I don't know, to me it was a little high, so I lowered the eye. I just lowered the eye like a few millimeters, and I changed the angle of it. And once I did that, I said, yes, I got it. That's it. I nailed it. That's it. The likeness is perfect. That's it. I nailed it. That extreme moment, okay, of happiness. See, I should have appreciated that, you know, but I didn't. You know, I said, now they're gonna like it. Now I'm gonna be, you know, well renowned in that little group of, you know, the people that I knew that, you know, that, wow, man, this guy's fucking great, man. He's good. You know, that's what I was seeking. I was seeking gratification, seeking acknowledgement, you know, of my talent, of my work. Okay. And somewhat I did get it, but it was never as good as that moment when I changed that eye and just, you know, completely. I took a big risk in doing that, and it paid off. Sometimes risks, The gambles that we do, if you play it too safe, okay, you're only going to get so many things accomplished. Sometimes you do have to take risks, okay? But as long, and that's another point of my philosophies, the risk that you take, you can do, like I said before, whatever you want. I don't care what you do whatever you want, okay? Okay. But you have to be willing to pay the consequences, because everything, no matter how insignificant, no matter how unimportant it seems, it has its own little consequence, or big for that matter. Anything you do, the choice of drink that you choose, perhaps you don't see it now, but maybe it's an insignificant consequence, but it has it's the law of cause and effect. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. The thing is this: as long as you are willing to accept the price for your actions, everything has a price. Everything you do has a price. That's its consequence. It doesn't mean money. A lot of times it involves monetary value, but everything has a price. Okay, as long as you are willing to pay for that price, do it. Do it. That price may mean your death. Fine. As long as you accept it and you do it, okay, boom. That's a problem. One example that I always like to use is, like, let's say an accomplishment you want to do. Let me give you a metaphor. Let's say there's a party at this house, and in that party is something that you really want to get, really want to get. Now, let's say it's not a house, let's say it's a club. Now, if you go right up to the door, you gotta pay a price to get in, a cover charge. Now, if you are not willing to pay for that price, okay, you're gonna have to do something more difficult, okay? Like the expression goes, why go through the window when you can go through the door, okay? Why make it harder for yourself, okay, to get in when you can go in the easy way? Well, if the easy way's price is more expensive than the window's price, okay, you take the cheaper priced entry. That's a little confusing, okay? But hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. The remote control phone. Okay, I don't know if you. Right now I'm a little bit confused because sometimes you get mixed with the words. But later on, I'm sure you'll understand it more. You'll write it again. But let me just reinstate that again. There is a saying that goes, "Why go through the window when you can go through the door?" Okay, why do it the hard way when you can do it the easy way? That's the comparison it's making. Okay, now, if the easy way, okay, the consequence for the easy way, okay, the consequence, the price, consequence, price, same thing, for the easy way, okay, is going to cost you more, okay, than it is for the harder one. Perhaps the harder one is hard right now, okay, but it's going to be easier for you long term. And the easier one is easy right now, but it's going to be harder long term. Understand? I think I just confused myself again, but the point is there, okay. Why go through? Let me read it. Why go through the window when you can go through the door? Well, if the door has a cover charge, and the window doesn't. That's my analogy on that saying. If you rewind it and play it again, rewind it, I think more or less you'll get the idea. Okay. Remember, it's early in the morning. Now, although this piece of shit thing that I made, man, is already broke. It has this soft jelly stuff. It has an oil-based type of thing, and it wreaks havoc on latex. Okay, just like lubricants, like Vaseline and stuff like that, doing condoms, latex condoms, the same shit.